Greetings, fellow bridge lovers, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have an exciting hand for you where we end up in a very abnormal spot you do not normally expect to play in the contract that I decided to play in on this one. And it all has to do with our fancy little system that my partner and I have kind of created. It has to do with relays. So today we're going to take a bit of a shallow look into what a relay auction looks like and what it kind of means. And then there's some interesting play stuff as well on this hand, so I thought I would share it. Before we do get started though, I need a little favor from you. If you could, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is completely free. All you have to do is click the button down below, and then my numbers go up, and hopefully we can continue to spread bridge. And while you're down there, you can also like and comment if you would, please. But without further ado, let us get into this hand. All right, so on this one, I'm going to be giving you my partner's hand because that is where all the interesting things are happening. All the decisions are made on this hand. And the basic idea of a relay auction is you are asking questions of your partner to describe your shape, and the whole point is you are trying to get the exact shape of your partner and decide what game you want to be in. Most times when you're in relay, you are in a game-forcing position, and you are just trying to figure out what game is the most likely to make. What we do is we have our 1 diamond opening, which is 15 or more high card points. We do have more than 15 high card points, so we start off this auction by opening 1 diamond. Now, we're just saying we've got 15 or more high card points. Partner doesn't know anything else about our hand. And now what is going to happen after is partner with a high card point range of between 6 and 9 high card points, they're going to bid 1 heart. Between 0 and 5 high card points, they're going to bid 1 spade. And anything else is game forcing and is answering a question. They're trying to start showing you their shape. So when partner comes out with a 1 no trump, the first thing that we are trying to figure out is, first off, this is not the 6 to 9 range, this is not the 0 to 8 range, so we are game forcing, and we are starting off by showing a suit. Different relays show different suits first, but the way that we do it is we have the first step be hearts, the second step be spades, and it continues on from there. So we're first starting off by showing 4 or more hearts. That is all that this 1 no trump is saying, is we are the game forcing hand and we have 4 or more hearts. And what do? We want to ask another question because I don't like where this is going, but we're in a game force. We should be exploring some more. So we bid 2 clubs, and what we have created is a situation where we have a captain and we have a teller. We are the captain because we are the one asking the questions, and our partner is the teller because they are the ones that are describing their hand. They're answering the questions. So we bid 2 clubs, which is just the step up, and it's artificial, and it is asking, tell us more about your hand, partner. And then partner comes back with 2 spades. At this point, what we need to say is, well, we know what one of your suits is. The second step is kind of like, do you have another suit, or is this your only suit? And for us, the reply for only 1 suit is 2 spades, which means that all other suits have 3 or fewer cards. So right now, we know that partner has 4 more hearts, and no other suits have more than 4 cards. So that's what the 2 spades has shown so far. Now we know some important information. We know that because partner has only shown 1 suit, 4 or more hearts, we know that we don't have a fit in spades and we don't have a fit in clubs. We could still have a fit in diamonds, but what do we want to know now? Like, if we have a fit in diamonds, do we really want to play in diamonds? Not really, although 5 diamonds could be a great contract if it's like a last-ditch situation. We want to know if partner has a really long heart suit, because then we would be happy to play in hearts with our void still. If it's a long-running suit that is able to just have 1 loser on its own, we want to be in hearts. So we're going to ask more questions. Let us know more about your hand. So when we bid 2 no trump, it's just 1 step up. We're asking the question. Tell us more. And now when partner bids 3 hearts, the next step after saying, I have 4 more hearts, I have no other 4 cards or longer suits, now we start talking about our shortness. And the way that we do it is, the first step is high shortness. The second step is middle shortness. The third step is even shortness. And this means that your shortness is of equal length. Like you have 2 doubletons and you don't have any shorter suits, or you have 2 singletons and you don't have any shorter suits. And then the last step is going to be low shortness. So here, partner could have bid 3 clubs, it's not high shortness. Partner could have bid 3 diamonds, that's middle shortness. And they decide to bid 3 hearts, which is even shortness. So based off of that information, we know, well, what still fits in partner's hand? Well, they could have a hand where they have 4 hearts and 3 3-card suits, a 4 triple 3. That's even shortness. That's possible. The other option is like if partner has 2 doubletons, like where they have 3 spades, 6 hearts, 2 clubs, and 2 diamonds, or something along those lines. And there's also the infamous 2-7-2-2 shape, where you've got 2 spades, 7 hearts, and 2 twos everywhere else. Based off of that information, it's like, where do we belong? Well, we aren't completely sure yet. We don't know which shape partner is. So what we can do is we can now bid 3 spades and ask. Now, there is a little bit of an issue here. We now are showing our shapes. The teller is going to tell us our shapes in the order of most likely to least likely. So a 4 triple 3 is the most likely, so that would be the first one. A 3-6-2-2 shape is the second most likely, and then a 2-7-2-2 shape is going to be the third most likely. What we know, based off of that information, is that if partner bids 3 no trump, then it's a 4 triple 3 shape, and we probably belong in 3 no trump, so we can just pass it. The concern is if partner has a 3-6-2-2 shape, they reply with 4 clubs, which puts us beyond 3 no trump. So one might say, like, no matter what shape partner has, very likely it feels like we might want to be in some form of no trump. So maybe instead of bidding 3 spades, what we should do is we should just sign off in 3 no trump. Like, that certainly is something that we can consider here. But my partner decided to instead bid 3 spades, asking further. And now your partner shows you exactly 3 spades, 6 hearts, 2 clubs, and 2 diamonds. So based off of that information, where do we want to be? We have 2 options. We can decide to play in 4 spades. We can just bid 4 spades, and that would be natural. The only thing we can't stop in is 4 diamonds, because 4 diamonds is the next step up, and it would be asking another question about how many controls do you have? How many aces and kings do you have? So now we have the option to bid 4 spades, which would put us in a 4-3 fit, which we don't absolutely despise because we have a distributional hand, and we also do have some pretty good spades here, the king, queen, and the 9. The other option is we can just end up playing 4 no trump. We might have entry issues because partner has a heart suit. At this point, my partner decided to just bid 4 no trump, and that is how we got to 4 no trump. We're about to flip the hands around so that we get to see how it was played. So we flip the hand around, there's partner's hand, and now we need to play it. The hand starts out with the 6 of diamonds lead, and the first thing we should do is declare always is count your tricks. I count a total of 6. We've got the 3 clubs, we've got a diamond, and we've got 2 hearts, which is 6, and we need 4 more to make our contract. And normally we're in 3 no trump, which requires 9 tricks. Most of the time when I count out 6, I'm thinking, I only need 3 more tricks, but here, since we're in 4 no trump, we need 4 more tricks, and I need to start thinking about, okay, so how do we do this? So we can create 3 more tricks in spades by knocking out the ace of spades. It's a genuine shame that we didn't end up in 3 no trump because it would just be easy. Big sag, but we have some work to do. We can gain an extra trick if the jack of clubs drops 3rd. So we could play ace and king and queen of clubs, and if the jack drops, then the 10 will be good. We can also play the ace and king of hearts, and if the queen falls, that will work as well. Our hearts can set up. We can also say, oh, we can just knock out the queen of hearts, and the rest of the hearts will be ours. So that's 1 loser. But the issue with that is we need to get to the hearts multiple times. So let's say we play the ace of diamonds or something, and it goes low, right? And we play a spade to the jack and knock out the ace, right? Now, if they don't play more diamonds, let's say, it goes even, they're being nice, it goes club, 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 right? We play a spade to the jack, right? Even at this point, right, like we are going to try to run our hearts. It doesn't work, right? The queen does not fall. And if we try to knock out the queen, this actually doesn't help us because we have no way to get back to the south hand. We don't have enough entries for this to work. So because of this, we kind of need the Queen of Hearts to just drop for us. And you might go back and think, well, you didn't play the spade suit correctly. You could have just, in order to knock out the ace of spades correctly and maintain 2 entries, you can just play the king or queen of spades and go like this, and then they play the ace. The problem is they don't have to. They don't have to play the ace. Sure, like if they took the ace, we would have 2 entries, but we don't now because we can just play another one, and now we still only have 1 entry when they take their ace here. So we're not going to be able to set up the hearts. So at this point, that's what I calculated. I either needed the Jack of Clubs to drop third, at the very least, or the Queen of Hearts to drop doubleton. It's not an extremely likely thing. I feel like it's probably about a 50-50% chance or something. So I just knew that I couldn't set up the hearts, so I had to go for some drops here and see what happened. So the first thing is that they led the suit that I don't want them to be leading. They led diamonds. The other possibility here, which feels kind of unlikely, diamonds split 3-3. If diamonds split 3-3, then we only lose 2 diamonds and the ace of spades, and we are just making. The problem is that if we just commit to this line and the diamonds are not 3-3, then we're just done, immediately done, and we didn't even try playing ace, king, queen of clubs or the ace, king of hearts. That is something that we can consider, but because they led diamonds, I'm more inclined to think that they split 4-2 or worse, because how often do you lead a 3-card suit, especially against 4-no trump? I think that very likely the diamonds split at least 4-2, West having the majority of the diamond length. What I decide to do is I start off by ducking, and it goes diamond to the king and 3. And I'm thinking, okay, what do we have missing in our holes? We've got the queen, jack, and 9, and maybe even the 7 is relevant, the 7 and the 6, like every card could be relevant in this diamond suit. So then it goes 9 of diamonds, diamond, jack of diamonds. I thought at this point for a while, because I knew that 2 of the threat cards in the diamond suit were gone. The 9 and the jack are gone. And I felt very strongly that West still had the queen and the 7 of diamonds remaining in their hand. So we could consider ducking this, and then West would have to switch to something else, because if they lead another diamond, then I would finesse them. So like, let's say we play 3 and then they play the 7 of diamonds. I would play the 8, they would show out, and there's the one trick extra that I needed. So they're not going to do that. But I decided to take the ace. And the reason being that something very similar happens. If we let them in, like let's say we try to start setting up the spade suit, they take the ace. And then now they still can't play diamonds, because if they play the queen, now my 8 is high and all of the diamonds are running. So because I have this leverage over this West hand with all of these diamonds here, I can do either or, and I just felt like taking my ace. It felt like it was all the same. The only difference between the two situations is by taking the ace immediately, we only have 1 trick lost. Whereas if we duck it, we have 2 tricks lost. And it feels better to only have 1 trick lost, because, like, let's say there's a world where somehow they screw up and we are able to set up the hearts. If East has the queen of hearts, then they're not able to play diamonds anymore. They might get the ace of spades and the queen of hearts, and everything could be set up for me. And they can't play another diamond because East doesn't have any more diamonds. So I felt like only having 1 loser here, whilst still maintaining this leverage where if they ever play the queen of diamonds and another diamond, I still get enough tricks. I thought that that was worthwhile. So I take my ace of diamonds, and I decide to start playing out the spades. I want to set up my spade suit, and I want to gain my entry to get over to the south hand to cash my ace and king of hearts. So now I do this, they win it, and then they play another club. And I'm thinking, well, I'm just going to go for the drops. There's nothing else for me here. And what I do is I just play the ace, king, queen of clubs. And here comes the jack. Voila, we just have enough tricks. I transport myself over to the spades, ace of hearts, and king of hearts. And we just get enough tricks to make 10 or plus a very, very intense plus 630. Now, there actually is a really funny thing that the defense can do. So let's take a look at that. So, and it all comes down to this point. I ducked, I played a diamond to the ace, right? And at this point, we play a spade to the 10. And what should the defense do at this point? Do you see what the issue is? Yeah. The defense has to duck the spade. The spade must be ducked. But why, though? The reason is the spade was the only entry to our hearts. So if we try to play another spade, like so, like let's say they duck again to ensure that we don't have any entries, and then we play another spade to try to set up our spades, now the defense is happy because they can just exit a club and we're end played in the north hand. Look at this. Like, we cash all of these tricks. So many tricks. Club. But it's not enough because in the end we have to exit a diamond, and they win the 7 and they win the queen, and it's down 1. We get 1 trick in the end, but it's not enough. Now let's go for another scenario. It goes spade, spade, duck, right? And you're like, well, we didn't cash our ace king of hearts. What happens if we cash our ace king of hearts first? Well, we cash our ace of hearts. We cash our king of hearts. And now when we try to go back and set up the spades, they have too many tricks. They win the queen. And then they win the queen. Down 1. So ducking this spade is brutal. It is, like I didn't see that as declarer. I don't blame the defense for not seeing it because it is obscure. The West hand doesn't know that I have 2 heart tricks that are cashing. They don't know what's going on in my hand. So they don't know that they have to duck this. Most of the time it is good to duck, but they might think that their partner, yeah, I'm not sure. Like, ducking this is actually a very, very powerful play. They don't know that I don't have any other entries to my hand, I guess, maybe. They know, well, actually, they know that I can't have an entry in diamonds. I mean, I guess I could have an entry in clubs, but I only have shown 2 clubs on the auction. So they should absolutely know that this is my only entry, and they can duck. They can just duck it, and then I get skewered when I have to set up all of these hearts. Like, I think they have actually all the information in their hand to be able to figure this out. But it's still not an easy play. But I believe if we take a look at double dummy, there's a way to always make this by declarer, and I want to take a look at it. It goes diamond to the king, diamond around, and play the ace, and we play a spade. Oh, even if they duck, what do we do? Spade, spade. They get squeezed? Oh, what? Hold up. Oh. Oh my god. What is it? What? Why can't they just pitch a heart? Oh, because they just have 2 winners. That's all they have. And oh my gosh, that's all they get, because now they have to exit a heart. Wow, wow, that's a double dummy line. Okay, fine. I mean, I guess I would have to play that anyway regardless. So I would have made it anyway. But yeah, this hand is deep. This hand is so deep. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you understand another little bit of a bidding system, which is relay. You have a system of meta agreements that tell you what each step means in each position. And one person is always asking and one person is always telling. And you're basically got coded responses just saying, oh, I've got this shape, I've got this shape, I've got this shape. And you have to be on the same page. It's a very, very dangerous thing because if you're off by 1 step, things can go awry very fast. That was this hand. I hope you appreciated both elements of it. It was kind of crazy. There was a double dummy line to always make it. Defense ducking that spade puts on a lot of pressure, and declarer has to be able to calculate, hey, I just need to try to drop a jack or a queen, and if those things work, then I'm fine. Because there's too many ways for the defense to take enough tricks to set it in any other case. That's my analysis. I hope you appreciated it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! Keep on bridging, everybody!